Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Today I have for you a worm reptile deck. You guys really wanted me to play with this archetype now that we got the new support, and this is just one version that I came up with. I don't think this is the most viable one, but I really wanted to abuse the effect of Worm Victory, so I just went with this build. We're trying out balance, the new balance, which, you know, as long as you have 6 monsters, 6 spells, and 6 traps, it will trigger, giving you one of each, and then the 4th card will be random. So you can get 2 spells, 2 traps, or 2 monsters, and then, you know, one or the other. The traps. Well, let's start with the monsters. Worm King is gonna be the boss monster. I only have one of them. I only have one of them in the deck. This card can be tribute summoned in face-up attack position by tributing one reptile type worm monster. And then you can tribute one reptile worm monster to select one card your opponent controls and destroy it. One thing to notice is that the effect is not once per turn, and you can also tribute itself to activate the effect, which is really good. We have 3 Worm Victory, which is a 0 attack, 2500 defense worm reptile monster. It flip effect: destroy all face-up monsters on the field except reptile type worm monsters. This card gains 500 attack for each reptile type worm monster in your graveyard. So obviously the effect that we want to abuse is destroying everything on the field except for reptile monster, which is all we have in the deck. So all monsters won't be affected, and we'll be able to destroy whatever the opponent has. I threw in 1 Worm Warlord. This card is really good, but I only put one of them because you can't special summon this, so you have to tribute summon this card. Negate the effects of effect monsters destroyed by battle with this card. If this card destroys an opponent monster by battle, it can attack once again in a row. So that's pretty clutch, because if your opponent has 2 monsters and you're able to get your first attack off, you'll be able to clear the board. So it's a really nice card. And then for the summonable worm monster, I went with 3 Worm Tentacles. I don't know that this is the best card to use. I just used it for the OTK potential. In my mind, if I could have Worm Tentacles and either one of these boss monsters on the field, I can use the effect to let them attack twice, and then that's game. For the spells, we're running 3 Worm Call, which lets you special summon a worm monster in face down defense position if your opponent controls a monster and you do not. So you can special summon your Worm Victory, is the main target for that card. You can also special summon Worm King, but he's only 1100 defense. You have to be careful when you do that. And because we're running a lot of continuous spells, and, you know, we'll have extras in the deck, I threw in 2 Parallel Twister and 1 Storm. Deal with back row, deal with monsters and stuff like that. For the traps, the main trap that makes this whole deck possible is W Nebula Meteorite. It says change all face down monsters onto the field to face up defense position. During the end phase of this turn, change all face up light reptile type monsters you control to face down defense position. Then draw 1 card for each. After that, you can special summon 1 level 7 or higher light reptile monster from your deck. So you can bring out your Worm Victory. You can trigger your Worm Victory if you have it on the field with this card. You can also bring out Worm King. And this card is amazing, man. It gives you, if you're able to resolve multiple during the same turn, you'll get so much card advantage, as you guys will see in some of these replays. Card is really good. The whole balance thing is to try to get this card into your starting hand, and obviously you have a pretty good chance of doing so. I threw in 1 Widespread Ruins, 1 Inverse Universe. I just threw this in as a tech because I was being able to summon a lot of Worm Victories with Damaged Reptile and Meteorite. So I was like, hey, maybe if I have a couple in the field, I can use Inverse Universe, and now I have 2 2500 beaters. It didn't come up, but it's still in the deck for, you know, when it does. And then 1 damage equal reptile. I was running 3 in early testing. You don't really use it a whole lot. The main monster you can summon with this is Worm Victory, because any damage you take from a battle, you know, involving one of your worm monsters is going to be over 0, which means you'll be able to special summon it from the deck. But just the one of, as I said, it's not really, the deck doesn't really revolve around that card. And let's just get into this replay. Louis Straight. A lot of these replays were Yugi versus Kaiba. I guess Kaiba is now a very popular character because of beatdown and stuff like that. Now that, you know, Restart is nerfed, and Restart was pretty much with almost a lot of the characters. So balance, we have a pretty good starting hand. I hate that I'm going first. If I was going second, I could potentially use my Warm Call for Warm Victory. But, you know, he sets a monster, so I go ahead and set my Warm Victory. I go for my Storm so that I can chain my Meteorite, and I'll be able to special summon something. I'll be able to destroy whatever this is, and I'll get to draw cards, and you know, I'm taking care of the back row. So flip over my Meteorite. We're gonna see double Hazy Glory. So this is gonna be Fire Fist Raven. We're gonna destroy that. He's gonna get a Fire Fist. What is this called? I forget. Why can I click this? Oh, it's face down. Alright, but anyway, as you can see, I drew into my Worm King, which is very unfortunate. This is what I was trying to special summon. Instead, I have to settle and just special summon a second Worm Victory. But at least I have, you know, two big walls on the field, because this beatdown deck is pretty dangerous. I don't know if my opponent was new to playing the deck, because he activates beatdown first and then tributes this. Does he tribute? Oh no, he just attacks. So I wipe his board once again, even though it's just one Cerberus. And I go ahead and tribute one of them, hitting for 2700 and 500. The reason why I flipped this into attack mode is because I had my damage reptile. So I was trying to bait and attack, and then, you know, special summon. Oh wait, I couldn't special summon anything else because I was out of monsters. Never mind. He's got a Kuribo, so he's able to survive, and then he's got the Hazy Glory, which is unfortunate. We're gonna see Manticore. He's gonna get Cerberus back. Destroys my Worm King. Goes for the anti-cheese arrows, which I can respect that. So right now I'm just letting him wipe my board so that I can use Worm Call and special summon my other Worm Victory and hopefully wipe the board. And you know, really my opponent had the advantage here because he has Hazy Flame Manticore. So he should have been able to dodge my destruction effect, but I don't think, you know, he was paying attention to what was going on. So I'm gonna activate Worm Call, and I'll go ahead and use Parallel Twister here to bait out the negation actually, and it kind of works. He uses it. He sends his Coyote to protect his Manticore, even though I couldn't target the Manticore in the first place. So I'm just gonna destroy the Tensu in the back. Goes for the tribute on Hazy Flame Sphinx, gets the Manticore back, and this is where, you know, he goes for the anti-magic arrows, but it doesn't matter because the flip effect is gonna happen during the damage step, so he can't chain the Manticore. I end up wiping his board for a third time. Summon my tentacles, and I get the surrender as I'm trying to go for game. Got another Kaiba. Killuminati. Shoutouts to the boys. I don't know him, but cool name, I guess. We're going second. We prefer to go second with this deck so that our Worm Call is live and we get the extra draw. It's nice going second. We're going up against some sort of dragon deck. I have double Nebula Meteorite, which is just insane. Just look at the card advantage I'm able to gain out of this. Pretty cool play from my opponent. Medley of Awakening Dragon. He's gonna send Kidmodo, search White Knight Dragon, and then special summon that right away. But I think he forgot he couldn't attack, so he switches this into defense mode. During my end phase, I activate my Meteorite. I'm gonna draw one card off the Tentacles, and then I'll special summon Worm Victory. And I should have chained my second Nebula right here, but I honestly misplay, not gonna lie. And I wait until it's my turn to do that. It still kind of works, but I would have been able to wipe the board during my turn instead of waiting until it's back to his turn. But look at that, I drew 4 cards just for nothing. And I get to special summon another Worm Victory onto the field. He's gonna destroy that, that's completely fine. I flip over my Worm Victory, wipe the board, Go for this Storm to get rid of the face down. Tribute for my Worm King. Banish the victory that's in the graveyard so my tentacles can attack twice, and that's the game. Sometimes I wonder, as I was playtesting the deck, if 2 Storms would be better. Like 2 Storm, 1 Parallel Twister instead of the other way around. So that would potentially be one of the changes I'd make to it. We got a Bastion next. And this was kind of a weird duel. If this is a duel I'm thinking of. We're going to first. Again, we prefer going second. I don't set anything. There was really no point. I was trying to see what he was running. So we see Chiron the Mage. Go ahead and special summon my Worm Victory. Set my damage Reptile and then summon my Worm Tentacles so that if he attacks into this, I get to special summon another Worm Victory from the deck. We're gonna see the Null Mana of Extermination, so I go ahead and flip my card to avoid the destruction. He's got Psychokinesis, which is a bummer. Destroys my Worm Victory, but I get to summon another one, even though I won't get the you know, wiping the board effect. I take a gamble here and target the middle card, which turns out to be Forbidden Chalice. And I'm able to destroy both monsters with my Worm Warlord. And because I have Reptile, I can still get another victory from the deck if he were to, you know, destroy this and cause battle damage. And as you can see, I'm able to negate the Psychic Witch, go for the second attack directly, and then he scoops. He didn't even want to draw. I guess he couldn't think of a card he could draw to, you know, change the situation. So we get the scoop face immediately. I really like that level 6 Worm monster, man. It's kind of a shame that you can't special summon it. But a very good 1 tribute monster. Balance going second. We have a really good hand. We have Worm Call and we have Worm Victory. That's the ideal opening you want when going second. So I'm gonna special summon the Worm Victory. I go ahead and use my Parallel Twister and destroy the monster. Mainly because I didn't want him to have a scout play and destroy my, a recon play and destroy my Worm Victory because it's face down. Unfortunately, he does have Mayhem for Hire, but I don't think he's got the scout. And I don't know if my opponent was not paying attention, and that's kind of disappointing me already. I see a lot of for hire players just not thinking of their plays. Like this guy just swarmed the board. He didn't even bother reading what Worm Victory did. Or look at the stats. He just goes for the attack, takes damage, and then goodbye to all of your things. I get a tentacle, so I'm gonna hit it for 1700. We're gonna see the turn end 1700 yet again. Unfortunately, I didn't have a monster in the grave, so I couldn't attack twice to win the game, and that could have cost me because he picks up Beat Bladesman for Hire. Summons Whiz, and this is where the mind games begin, boys. I know I can destroy this thing because I have a Widespread Ruins, but as you know, this can negate a spell or trap. So what I do to bait that out is I wait until he attacks. He activates enemy controller to flip my Worm Victory into attack position. So I bait him out with damage Reptile. He takes the bait, I chain the Widespread Ruins. It's very important that if you're gonna bait something out the way I just did, you have to know how your cards work. Widespread Ruins can only be activated when an opponent's monster declares an attack. So the whole chain had to happen during the attack declaration. Had he waited until to activate enemy controller until the battle phase, I would have not been able to make this play because at that point I can't activate Widespread Ruins anymore. But it works out for me because my opponent, you know, was not aware of that. He destroys my Worm Victory. That's completely fine because Tentacles can attack twice, and that's the game. GG for hires. We'll have one more replay for you boys against Bandit Keith. opponent's second, which is what we like. Once again, an amazing starting hand. The only problem that I was having, and that's why maybe Worm Tentacles is not the best card. Maybe the one that gets, if it gets destroyed by battle after it's flipped face up, you get to re-summon that. That might be a better card. Because right here, if he destroys my Worm Tentacles, then you know my meteorites they're not useful. Your monster unfortunately has to stay on the board for you to get the end phase effect. But this is what I should have done in the previous duel. I'm gonna activate one meteorite, get my special summon, I get to draw, and then I get my special summon, and then I activate, after everything is resolved, I activate my second meteorite. This time I'm gonna draw 2 and I'm gonna special summon one more, and yet again I drew into Worm King, so I'm not able to special summon him. And the reason why I didn't special summon Worm King first is because I wanted to make sure that the second meteorite would put victory face down, and that way I have my flip effect available, because I'm gonna try to go for game right here. So I flip over Worm Victory, destroy the monster. I'm gonna tribute my victory with King's effect to destroy the face down. Unfortunately for me, that's gonna be a Windstorm of Atakwa, so that stops my OTK, but I can still do 3400 attack, 3400 damage with my double Worm Tentacle attack. Then my opponent scoops it up because he didn't have anything to deal with what I had on the field, which was kind of surprising, but I'll take what I can get, man. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you like this deck. Again, I don't know if this is gonna be the best way to run it. I'll just try out balance to really test, you know, Meteorite and how strong it is. We might work on a different build, maybe a second king, so that if I draw into one, you know, I'm not screwed. But I don't know how I would change the ratio. I really like Worm Victory at 3, at least while I'm still running the reptile. So it's just a little things that I would have to work around. But thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you have, the link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support the channel, support the content. I really appreciate that. And until next time.